worked, so I deleted that video and I'm starting over. I am now in New Homestead for a very specific reason. So let's talk about landing gear first. If I go into the shipbuilder, these landing gear that the Frontier has originally have a lander thrust of 1, and I just found out that the lander thrust will hold about 200 mass per point. So whenever I was done building my ship, just the last video, it was like 2600 mass, and I had would have needed 14 of these landers to hold it up, and I just kept getting there and I couldn't figure out why. So did some research, figured that out. But on New Homestead, this guy will sell these same landing gear that have the 1 thrust, but also ones that have 2 and ones that have 4. So these each of these landers will hold 800 mass because of the 4 lander thrust. So I want to be using these instead of these because they're going to be a lot better. So that out of the way now. This is just another quick kind of tutorial on how to take your rinky little Class A ship and turn it into a beefy fighter. So the first thing we're going to do is just get rid of almost everything. We don't want these weapons. We don't want this fuel tank or shield. This lander gear are a problem. We don't want these engines or the grav drive or the reactor. So all we're left with is just the basic structure of the ship. You can add on habs to suit your needs for the inside, but for this I'm just worrying about creating one that's going to be good in a fight. So I'm not going to worry too much about cargo space or what habs I'm using. Okay, so first, the goal here is just to make a behemoth, Class C ship. So let's just start adding some parts in. Let's go in and add beefy reactor. Now, I'm not going to save this because I don't have the credits for it, but I'm just going to pick like the best ones out of each one just to show like what a super maxed out ship is going to look like. So this reactor here does 38 generated power, which is really what I'm looking for. I want like the max amount that I can use and allocate power to my ships. So let's take this guy, just throw him on the back. And let's do the same for a grav drive. I don't really care too much about the grav drive. I mean, having it go the full furthest jump distance is fantastic, but I mean, we're just going to be using this as a fighter. So this doesn't need to be the biggest and best grav drive in the world. So I'm just going to kind of pick one that I like the look of. I mean, they're all pretty much the same. I'm actually going to do one of these lower profile ones instead of the like big 2x2. So I can... Is that too tall? No, that is not too tall. Okay, so I can put that up there, and it's still lower than my Docker, so that's what I want. That's fine like that. Alright, so next let's think about engines. Actually, while we're here, I know I'm going to be using the Vanguard shield. This is just like far and away one of the best ones, and I don't even have to worry about it. I know any ship I build, I'm going to put this shield on it. So let's just take this and put this out here for a minute. We'll figure out where to put it later. And let's go to engines. Yeah, for this I could just put on these super big ones and just go big and beefy, but I actually hate these engines because for like a what looks like a 2x2 space like this grav drive, it actually goes below the hitbox a little bit. So if we look here, this engine dips below into like the hitbox of the place below it, so we can't actually put anything below or above this engine, which I actually hate. Even if I'm not going to be doing that, I just hate that concept. Something like this one is relatively similar, but just as far as like... oh, but this doesn't have... never mind. Yeah, that gives us the same issue. Okay, never mind about that. I am still going to use these because I have a kind of an idea in mind of what I want this to look like. So let's put those, we'll put 2 on there, and then we're going to put 2 different engines on as well. But first I'm going to need this structural piece. This bracer. Let's put that on here. And then I want these big old long ones. No. Yeah, these. So I'm going to throw these on the back here. Just because I'm going to like the way this looks. So I'm going to select both of these, Kato, and bring them over there. Okay, so that takes care of our engines. And now what else do we need? We need our fuel tanks now. I do love these and how they're like so small. I mean, it just kind of depends on your preference of what you want them to look like. These are good too, just for, you know, a specific type of design if you want to go for. Take this and, like, you know, put it right there. And it gives a nice kind of look to the design. But I actually like these the best. So I'm gonna put these up okay, I'm gonna grab it and put it up top. There we go. And let's duplicate it, put 2 on here. So there's that for fuel tanks. Let's, I guess, put a gear in. I'm gonna have to put something out to the side here so this can connect on the top. So this is where we could put in a hab, you know, we can do like a 2x1 if we wanted to, and maybe that is the route I should take, just with the way this is starting to look. But we can also just look in the structural tab here and see what, like, you know, looks nicer. Can I put something on the bottom here? Okay, so these square markers are for weapon mounts, and the circle markers are for attaching different modules. So I can't attach anything to the bottom of a cowling like that. Actually, a wing, maybe? No, I can't. I can't do anything to a radiator. Okay, so it looks like I'm just going to use a hab, which is fine. I'm going to throw probably a 2x1. Let's do a workshop here. And then we'll put another one on this side. Probably an armory. Or I could do a science lab, just so we get a bunch of the workstations in here. So now I can take these landing gear and stick them in here. And I'm going to want a middle one. No, I don't like the look of that. So I hope that 4 of these should be enough. I really hope I don't make this heavier than 1300 mass. Let's see, let's select both of those, copy over here. And that is groovy for me. What are the errors I got? Unattached modules, exceeds credits. Too much power for engines, reduce engine count. Okay. Oh fuel drive. Oh. I gotta put this in here, I think. Just this right here for now. I think these fuel things are the problem. Because it was fine when it was just the grav drive. Oh, maybe it wasn't. Alright, redesign time. Let's find a better grav drive. This will work. So we can stick it here in the back. That. And you know what? Let's just go and put a C, Class C on this so I can have more. This one. Because now I can stick stuff all over this. So we can put a shield up top here. And I can stick fuel tanks onto the grav drive. Actually, now that I have those, I might use this one. Just for the look. Okay. Alright, reduce engine count. Okay, so these are... Nope. Max power of 3. Max power of 4. Okay, so you want to add your power, it adds up to 12. So I've got 3 and 3 is 6, and then I've got a 4 and 4, so that's 14. So I need to replace these with other ones that are 3. Attach the bracer there. Alright, we're gonna move these to there. The engine can go. Oh, the engine doesn't fit there either. Okay, get rid of the fuel tanks. Let's just take these engines in here. Up. Figure out our fuel tanks now. Can I use these? Where now? I can put them here, but that's horrible. Yeah, I'll use these now. Stick this. Not gonna fit there. Actually, don't mind up here. I want to put something else up on the top there. All right, let's just stick them right here for now. All right, so it should just be that it's too much credits now. Alright, so we've got our engines, we got our grav, shield, reactor, fuel tanks. What are we missing? Landing gear's fine. Alright, I think now it's just weapons. Okay, so I want to add in these weapons at the top. And what I like to do is just put into beefy particle beam cannons. So let's use our Vanguard ones. Get to the bottom. Let's use these. There. And then I also want to use these. Actually, I might go with auto turret this time around. There, not. Let's see. Let's put auto turrets down here. I don't want the auto turrets up top, so let's put them here. Okay, let's not put them there. Alright, then just copy that over. Spots. And I really did horrible placements here. These might be turning out to be not worth it. Let's see what else we can do. I mean, these have weapon mounts on top. Can I fit this up here? Let's do this. Alright, so I can get my turrets here. Let's rotate these forward. And I'm gonna need another spot for these. Figure that out in a second. These are all gonna go up top. Switch these places. Turrets are gonna go on top. Okay. So these are a max power of 3, so I can add 4 of them. Let's rotate 2 of them off to the side. And let's figure out where to put 4 of these. I'm gonna need to add a weapon mount, I think, or if I can put something on the front here, it's not gonna cause too much trouble. I can just do this. Alright, so now we've got our weapons. Oops. Taken care of. And it looks horrendous, but it's got almost fully maxed out stats. I mean, the grav drive doesn't need to be all the way up there. I can put a different one on there if I wanted to. But I've got the most generated power of my reactor that I can get, and all my weapons, engine, shield are maxed out. So really now it's just a structural thing. And that's it.